Oh man. Oh. Oh. Dang. I had a dream I had to make a video today. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. No big deal. This guy's still in his box. Uh where'd he go? Hey guys, what's up? I am back with another video. Hope you like the skit. I'm trying a little bit of something different this time. Anyway, today we are going over a figure, a new one specifically. This one is the NECA 2020 convention exclusive Predator 2 Ultimate City Hunter. They had another one called... Oh, no, this is the Ultimate City Demon, sorry. The other one was called the Ultimate City Hunter, and it was essentially the same thing, except for this guy is mostly invisible. Not bad. Actually, the sculpting on this guy, the painting and the sculpting, it captures that feel of Predator 2. Actually, both the first Predator movies, when he's going in and out of active camouflage. That's really, really good, actually. Especially the parts where it fades in and out of invisibility. That captures that really good. Now, for the prop, you get these. The first of which is this extended bow staff, which can go into one of his hands that he comes with. He came with 3. I'll get to that in a little bit. The second part that you get is a collapsed bow staff, which does go on the figure. He actually has a little clip in order to hold it. Thirdly and fourthly, you got these two. The collapsed smart disc and the extended smart disc. For those of you who don't know, the smart disc is essentially this. He types in a few buttons, he throws it, and it acts like a lightsaber frisbee. Nice little thing. And last but not least, you have a human skull, because nothing says Predator like, skulls. As for the hands, as I mentioned, you get these 3. The first of which is a half-closed hand, which... not bad, but I think that it's supposed to go for the smart disc. I haven't really figured that one out yet. The second, you have a right closed hand, which can hold the extended bow staff that he comes with. And the third is this left closed hand, which could possibly do the same, but it looks as though it would work better like a fist. And just like I said, I am going to show you how this goes on. The bow staff actually goes onto the left hand that I was saying was more of a fist. And it goes like this, which isn't bad, but you actually have to slide it on over this in order to actually get it on. To take it off, though, you just pull it off, like so. It's a lot easier going off than it is on, though. I really have to say that. The smart disc goes a little bit like this. It is a right hand, so it holds it as such, and this is the half-closed hand with the extended smart. And then, of course, you have this. This is the right closed hand, and what I found you could do is actually, you could take the thumb and you put it in this little hole that's at the bottom of the skull. It actually acts as more of like a peg in that manner. Now, as for this, I will get along to this. This can actually clip onto the Predator, so I will show that in a little bit. But for now, we go on to the main attraction, the Ultimate City Demon, aka Predator 2. Now, as for articulation, he can move his head like that, like that. He can look up that far, down that far. His arms can extend like so. They can go forward about that much. They can go back about that much. and they can bend about that much. The hands come with kind of this pivot. Ow. And the claws, I gotta mention, for anyone who wants to get this figure, the claws are real sharp, so be careful when you're messing around with his hands, because he can poke you, and it does kind of get annoying after a while. He's got this shoulder cannon, which can slide forward and pivot around, and can face forward as well, and you can put it back for a good compartmentalization kind of thing. On his left bracer, he has the usual Predator seppuku gauntlet, as I will call it. And on his right hand, he has the Predator blade, which goes out about a millimeter or two away from the hand, which, if you tilt like that, can clear it quite easily. Another thing he comes with is this hip holster. This is for the collapsed smart disc, but I haven't really figured out a way to get that on there. As for this actually goes to the bow staff. I will show you right about now. Just like this, you just clip it on there. Anyway, he has an ab pivot where you can lean about that far forward. He does have a waist swivel, which the ab pivot actually kind of helps that, but it's more of the waist this time. His legs can go that far forward and right about that far back, and for some strange reason they have a tendency to want to move with each other. Don't know what that's about. You can get a decent side kick. You can get quite a bit of a knee bend. And the feet pivot. They're on a ball joint, actually. Everything else seems to be on either a friction joint or some sort of a swivel, as the wrists can move like that. And of course, waist swivel. The head is on kind of a ball joint, but it works more towards, well, as I showed, towards the swivel. He can look up that far, down that far, and the ball joint doesn't really help there, but it does work pretty good. So, just gotta say that. Now, as for the painting and sculpting on this guy, this is actually pretty good. Now, you might be wondering about the dreads. They are actually a rubber type of thing, and they do move individually, which is actually very good considering they're supposed to be dreadlocks. Or tentacle dreads, I don't know. The helmet doesn't come off. It's not one of those types of interchangeable things like the hands are. And then the hands. So, off camera, I interchanged the left hand, and let me just tell you, it takes quite a bit of force to pull these little frickers off. Not to put them in, to like change them, to actually put it into the socket here, it doesn't work that bad, but to pull them out, it is always difficult. Now, the painting on this figure is actually pretty good. It's the kind of effect from Predator and Predator 2 when he's going in and out of invisibility. They got these little electric sparks, and I like this fading that happens. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's like a paint fading when it gets into the clear parts, and that really sells the effect. Except for right here. I don't know what's up with that, but I'll let it slide. That's pretty much the only thing I really found wrong, except for the fact that the legs want to do like a mermaid. Another thing I want to point out is that he has this satchel around his waist. It's supposed to go to the back, and then he's got these kind of hip guards off to the side along this belt, and they have a tendency to want to move around because they're actually not attached. They're on these little strings here that actually act like belts, so I can't really complain about that, but it could be something that could be worked on. So, yeah. That has been the Predator 2 Ultimate City Demon from NECA. It is a 2020 exclusive convention figure. Although, I got this one from Walmart, so I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad, but it does make you kind of wonder what a convention exclusive is doing in a retail place. So other than that, I actually like this figure. It's pretty good. As for articulation, let's see what kind of poses we can get up to. The first of which is the classic Predator roaring kind of pose, or combat ready, however you want to take a look at that. Pretty good. I actually want to test something out in... He can... Okay, so he can actually kind of get into a headstand, and I had it there for like half a second, but then he started doing that. Anyway, next pose. For this pose, I kind of wanted to do another type of iconic Predator pose. This one was supposed to be him tracking, and of course I got his wrist blade extended for this one. So, and, one last pose, actually. Okay, so that one got me thinking, what if he could kneel? And yes, he does kneel. He can do that. So he passes that little test. The articulation on this figure is actually really good. You can get a lot of dynamic poses. If you can balance it out, you could probably make him do a one-hand headstand. I almost got him to do a two-hand one, but of course balance was a bit of an issue.